Good evening and thank you for joining us. Well, U.S. Immigration and Border Protection agents work around the clock, keeping the southern border secure. But despite their best efforts, hundreds of thousands of people, drugs, and firearms make it across the border each year.
With President Trump's proposed border wall, border security is at the forefront of the national conversation. Hannah McKenzie took a trip to the Texas-Mexico border to get a first-hand look.
More than 211,000 undocumented immigrants were removed from the United States this fiscal year. That's the latest number from the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Many of those undocumented immigrants entered the U.S. illegally through the Texas-Mexico border.
Coming up.
Rio Grande Valley Sector Border Patrol agents are responsible for patrolling 316 miles of the Rio Grande River. Environmental challenges aside, agents say danger is never far away. Anti-decapitation wires are installed on the boats, safeguarding agents from cables that smugglers often run from one side of the river to the other. People throwing rocks and urine is also a major concern, and they occasionally get shot at. Agent Michelle George says it's a constant game of cat and mouse.
There's so many places to hide. We might not see everything, but you just have to be on guard all the time.
Staying vigilant is vital to staying out of harm's way. What might look like someone just fishing to us, agents see much more.
I really don't trust anybody that I see on the river. I will wave at everybody. I'll wave at everybody and say hello, but for me, it's just to know, all right, what kind of mindset is that person in? Is it a friendly wave back, or is he staring me down, or is he throwing out a gang symbol or something? Somebody's always watching.
This is the Hidalgo Reynosa point of entry, and as you can see back there's a bunch of people just kind of hanging out up there, and Border Patrol agents tell me it's not uncommon that those folks hang out there all day so they can tip off human and drug smugglers about where agents are coming from and heading to.
They call ahead to a group that might be crossing and hold it back. You know, timing is everything.
These agents don't just stay on the water. They make frequent stops, patrolling the banks and surrounding areas.
We're just a few feet from the riverbank here, and this is like a graveyard for rafts. Undocumented immigrants and smugglers will use just about whatever they can to get across the river and into the U.S. Sometimes they even use air mattresses.
I've seen it where they have a twin inflatable mattress. They use it for two. It's good. It'll be good for two.
Kike Rodriguez, a Border Patrol agent for more than 10 years, knows all the tricks in the book.
We get a little branch like that, and they start cleaning it up. So you could get rid of all the evidence.
But sometimes things get left behind.
Just walking along this path here, an agent found this little baggie, and inside, when he ripped it open, you see this piece of paper right here, and inside are a bunch of names and numbers of family members. So once undocumented immigrants make it across the river and get to the U.S., this is what they use to call their relatives to let them know that they made it safe.
Once they make it across the river, it's a straight shot to the border wall, which already exists here on the Texas-Mexico border.
That cement right there, that's part of the wall.
That's why talk of President Trump's new big beautiful wall, estimated to have a price tag of more than $21 billion, has many who live down here confused and angry. Preliminary plans for the wall, released by Border Patrol, show the location threatens homes, businesses, and protected wildlife areas.
The National Butterfly Center here in Mission sits on 100 acres of land. If this border wall is built here, they will lose 2/3 of their property. That's going to lead to huge environmental impacts and economic impacts.
The nature tourism provides over $450 million a year in revenue to this region. And that will be lost if all of the environmental tourism, all of the attractions, all of the areas that are so rich with wildlife are closed or destroyed.
Mariana Trevino Wright, executive director at the National Butterfly Center, is fighting back. Earlier this year, she found a crew of contractors cutting down trees and widening a road belonging to the National Butterfly Center. Work she says is in preparation for the new wall.
The work crew supervisor told me they had been sent by Customs and Border Protection to widen our road from the levee to the river, which is a distance of 1.2 miles.
On October 4th, the center's parent organization submitted a notice of intent to sue. The federal government has 60 days to respond. Although she doesn't expect a response, Mariana is forging forward and hopes others will take notice of what's happening on the Texas-Mexico border.
The thing that should be most alarming to all U.S. citizens is the total disregard for due process.
Right now, it's an everyday struggle between the federal government and local residents over preventative versus reactive efforts for securing the border. Tomorrow, we'll give you a bird's-eye view at what the existing border wall looks like and how a new wall could force U.S. citizens out of the homes their families have owned for generations. Reporting in the Rio Grande Valley, Hannah McKenzie.